Oh, boy. Hey, guys, good to see you. Thanks for joining us today. I have a fun upload for you. We are at the National Corvette Museum to deliver the most expensive E-Ray for 2025. And yes, you can see I'm driving my Suburban. Regrettably, I'm not driving my Corvette because the weather is just absolutely awful. The problem is, because you guys know I drive my Corvette so often, you'll appreciate this, and some of you can relate to this. Any other car that I get into, I still drive it like a Corvette. that was out of control. I was doing 92 in my Suburban on the way down here to Bowling Green. But notice why I'm walking. I know the museum's there. There's a reason I'm walking over here. There's a reason that I'm parked over there. It's because I can read. We were here in the summertime and there was a bunch of people parked in Corvette-only parking that didn't have a Corvette. It's a problem for me. So I'm not going to park there. Had I drove my Rapid Blue 23, I would be over there. For those of you that are new to Corvette, this is actually the old main entrance. This is where they had all the event stuff going on. Out there, let's go over there real quick. I forget who I was talking to. A Corvette person, a long-time Corvette person. They didn't know that in the center of this circle is a Corvette time capsule to be opened on the 100th anniversary of Corvette. If I live long enough, I will be here. I already told my boys, I don't care what capacity you roll me down here, I want to be here when they open up this time capsule. Now, though, you can't even see it. The words are fading away here, so I can't even read it. And I know you can't see it on camera, but I'm sure it says something to that regard. And that's supposed to be, someone needs to do a little, looks like someone needs to do a little maintenance out here. That's supposed to be a Chevy bow tie there, where the time capsule is stored. And yes, folks are picking up new Corvettes today at the National Corvette Museum. Our customer, as I just mentioned, is picking up that E-Ray, so they've got the right car, the all-wheel drive car that you don't plug in. And there's a lot of controversy. I guess I never really thought about it. Number one, I think that Chevrolet calling it an electrified car confuses the masses that it is a car that is either all electric or something that you plug in, and it's not. So maybe they should have called it a performance hybrid, and I think that would alleviate a lot of that. But the all-wheel drive component is just phenomenal. If you've never driven one, we're going to go to the track here later today and film another segment. If you've never driven one, this is, I think, right now still the only place in the country. Come to NCM Motorsports Park in Bowling Green, Kentucky, and you can rent an E-Ray and drive it on track. If you're thinking about buying one of these cars, you got to do that. I'm telling you, it blew me away and changed my whole perspective on what that car is and what it has to offer us. The one thing I want you guys to do for me today, after we meet our customer and show off their spec, I want you to look at their car. I already told you it's the most expensive E-Ray for 2025, but when you look at the spec, this combo, tell me, I'm going to tell you what it reminds me of, but you tell me in the comments down below what it reminds you of, okay? I'll give you a little hint. I'm from Michigan, all right? So I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I'll hit the Corvette Museum store before I go. I always do. So here's the car here, guys. Oh, yeah. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, so you've got the blue and the orange. I was hoping he did the orange calipers because he's got the orange stripe. Carbon fiber wheels with the orange calipers. Riptide blue, it has the blue interior, it has the orange seat belts. And the first thing I think of, because like I said, I'm from Michigan. You guys ever heard of a team called the Detroit Tigers? I mean, what do you think? What does that remind you of, that combo? Very unique. Very upscaled. It is a hardtop convertible. It does have, oh yeah. Yeah, of course it is. He's got level 2 carbon fiber to get to the price structure that he's got, and we'll share that all with you here in just a moment. Usually for a long time now, when we were doing the Sundoff Pats, we would share with you guys, here's the car, here's the spec, here's the price. And there was an issue with one of my customers, and one of their employees saw the video, and it was just wrong. So we share the customers and we share the specs without the pricing structure, you know, to share privacy for a lot of our clients. And it's unfortunate that you get to this level in your life and you can't seem to enjoy it. You always got somebody who wants to ruin it for you. And that one was really, really hard. Long story. I don't really want to go into it right now, but I think you know where I'm going with that. But oh my God, this really looks good. it just amazes me how creative you guys get in your specs sometimes. If you talk to somebody, hey, I'm gonna do a blue car, I'm gonna do orange stripes, I'm gonna do a blue interior and orange seatbelt, and you immediately would go, man, I don't know about that, but I got news for you. You're not going to say that now once you see the spec. I'm going to get you some more pictures here. We're going to show this off. I want you to meet these people that are just fanatics for Corvette. And I know it's kind of a bummer that they're picking it up in the rain, but it's an all-wheel drive car. And I'm still bummed I didn't drive my car today, but there was a lot of snow and stuff in Cincinnati, so glad I drove my Suburban, my Corvette SUV. All right, so Tony and John are going into the library to do some of the paperwork part of the National Corvette Museum delivery. Here's one thing I want to share with you guys I was concerned about, and I'm pleasantly surprised. Competition yellow, if you have any kind of striping, like the Stinger stripe, has a new yellow to match the new yellow, and the yellow caliper matches the new competition yellow paint. So when we see this stripe, this kind of, I wish we had more light on it, this metallic-y orange stripe, he did do the orange calipers, and I was worried because we have a new orange this year. Did they change the orange caliper to go with the Sebring? No, it actually is almost perfect to that stripe, is the caliper. Look at that thing. This is a great spec. We'll get the top down, as I said, in just a little bit when Tony gets done with the paperwork stuff to show you the orange seat belts. So the whole thing is really that. Actually, I'll wait till Tony's out here and I'll tell you what we said, and I think you guys will agree, because that's the level I think that this car has risen to. And it's just a good feeling as a fan, as an enthusiast, and as an owner for sure. So real quick, while they're in the library, what do we got on the Boulevard? Stingray hardtop convertible. We've got a Z06. These are the new wheels this year. Comes in many different finishes. It's similar to the Spider wheel, but it's more open, deeper. I mean, really, really deeper pockets on these polished wheels. Probably just a little bit easier to clean. We've got a competition yellow hardtop convertible. Thank you, Harlan Charles, for your efforts on the hardtop convertible. Riptide blue Z06 over there. Hysteria. Here's what's interesting. This black car has, you can still get on a Stingray the regular high wing. Can you guys see how tall this is now? Now the new spoiler on Z51s emulates that high wing, but it's in a lower capacity. So it just depends on the look that you want. So that still looks really good. But if you want a little more dramatics, you can see it's like, wow, that's really a big difference. Now that you see it like that, let's come over here and give you the same perspective. Or you see it like that. And I told you before, there's the new yellow calipers we were just talking about, and they just pop and they look great on Hysteria. But I'll tell you what calipers I really like, and again, I wish that Chevy offered more colors and calipers and engine covers. I mean, they're all about the customization. But when we were down here in December for Corey at Paragon Performance's delivery, it was an event. It was a great time. He's got a Hysteria E-Ray. He has white calipers. Oh my gosh, just think of the possibilities with white calipers, what you could do on this car. Come on, Chevy, step that up just a little bit more for us, all right? One more thing real quick, guys, as we're waiting for Tony and do the official send-off pat here at the National Corvette Museum on this most expensive E-Ray for 2025. I look at the cars and I'm walking around talking with you and I'm thinking of different talking points. These stripes, a lot of people have asked in the past, do these come on the car from Chevrolet? These stripes do, however, when you do this package here, sometimes you can get it in the rear quarter for the E-Rays and the Z06s, but this hood stinger, sometimes known as the Jake package or the Stingray R package for Stingrays, the museum has to put that on. We have to contract somebody at the dealership to put that on. So I'm not really sure what's up with that, but I'm not happy with Chevy that they put that upon us. If you can do that, then do that. So just a minute ago, we were talking about the new orange for 2025. There's also a new orange interior called Habanero, and that's what's on this car right here, on this Hysteria Z06, and the orange calipers. Again, the lighting's a little off right now. Let's give it some help. There you go. Now you can see. Remember, you only can get the orange calipers if you have ceramic brakes. So if you've got an E-Ray with ceramic brakes, as Tony has, you want orange calipers, you can get it. You don't necessarily have to have the Z07 package, as this client does not have, so he can get the orange calipers as he chose to do with his ceramic brakes. Interesting stripe here on this one too, guys. Look at that. Now, to have the highest MSRP E-Ray, yes, you've got to have the luggage. That's one of the reasons and one of the ways that he got there. We'll go through some more specs with you guys, and we'll officially and formally introduce Tony here in just a moment. All right, real quick before Tony sits in. Yeah, that's a competition seat, guys. Orange seat belts are perfect. As you'll learn here in just a moment, he's got other C8s, had other C8s. This is his first one with the comp seats.
This is so comfortable.
Different, isn't it? But dude, you're built for the comp seat. I mean, I think you're really going to like that.
This has got a European feel that just hugs you. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I went with the stealth package.
Yeah, it tones it down, goes with the level 2 carbon fiber. I think, you know, some people like the silver, and that's fine. At least you got some choices.
No, this is perfect.
Oh, there's a key. Hey.
Thank you. I was going to say.
Thank you, John.
Let's just start him up.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, I'll get out of the way and let you do your job, sir. Nice job on the spec there, Tony. Nice job. Now we officially get to meet the new owner. Tony is a cool Corvette guy. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for watching the channel. All the kind words, all the support really means a lot. I'm glad that they get to be here today for this. I can't take any credit for this. This is you, man. Nice job of the spec. One hell of a spec.
Thank you.
You could have done habanero interior, would have been great with the stripes, because you know what I'd like? The tension blue for obvious reasons, but really it does look good with the riptide and the orange seat belts. You tied it all in, the stripes, the calipers. Nice job, man.
Thanks a lot.
But you're no stranger to C8.
No.
This is your fourth.
Yes.
Tell us about the other ones that you've had.
I had a blue Stingray,
Okay.
2023, and then 70th anniversary hypersonic gray Z06.
Okay.
But then I fell in love with Riptide Blue.
Yeah.
And traded the gray one in for the Riptide Blue Z06.
Okay.
With the
Now
same interior. But with this being all-wheel drive, when we go on vacations or just to visit our son down in Evansville, Indiana,
Okay.
which is a 2-hour drive, when we're if we're ever caught in a rainstorm,
Right.
Janae would feel very confident driving this through bad weather.
Absolutely.
So-
Well, and you answered probably one of the questions that I was going to ask you is, you know, you've had Stingray, you've had Z06. Why E-Ray all of a sudden?
Performance and all-wheel drive.
Yeah. Fantastic, man.
Yeah.
Good for you. It's great to hear. Well, they're over here. So, okay, with your boys are sharing the experience, and they're car guys too. So that could be a little dangerous for you, but I think it's still pretty cool at the same time.
You know, I'm a really hardcore fan of sports cars in general.
Yeah.
But the team that's across the street over in Bowling Green, Kentucky, for me, in terms of comparing this to Porsche, Ferrari, McLaren, Lamborghini, the numbers speak for itself.
Right.
Whether it's 0 to 60, quarter mile, or on a comparable track, the numbers speak for themselves.
Sure.
But when the math doesn't lie.
Right.
And when you divide what those numbers are, divided by the cost of the car,
Sure.
this is the best sports car in the world.
There's no doubt about it. The value is incredible.
No.
And we are competing with the cars that you just mentioned.
Yeah.
And really kind of what you did with the spec that we were looking at just a little bit ago really the car already has an exotic feel to it,
Yes.
just because of its design and its comfort level. But the things you do when you personalize it really give it that kind of upscale custom look, which is fun.
Yeah, and I would highly recommend the competition seats
Yes.
to those that are worried that it may be uncomfortable.
Sure.
There is.
There's and with respect to
There's
some
a give
folks,
and take.
there's a size kind of requirement, so it doesn't become uncomfortable because it's actually going to hit you right in here.
Yes.
For the longest time, and I encourage, as you guys see on the channel, I encourage you guys to drive the cars. The last thing I want you to do is get a competition seat if you're a heavier client, and then you're driving the car for a lot, and then all of a sudden you're not comfortable. But you are built well for comp seats, as am I, and I just sat in them and I'm like, gosh darn it, I really like these seats, more than I ever thought I would.
Yeah. But I was worried about it, and sitting in these seats, there's no reason why during a long trip,
Sure.
3-4 hours, I'm going to have no problem driving that, and I think my wife's going to love it.
Well, you've said it several times, and I love hearing it, that you're going to drive the car. I think that's fantastic.
We're going to put 16,000 miles a year on this car.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's great, man. Thanks for the business. Thanks for
Thank
all your
you.
support, man. You've been awesome to work with. I really appreciate it. Nice job on the spec.
Thanks.
Fantastic. Guess what's coming up next right here on the Boulevard? Pictures next, but actually what you're going to see next on the channel is going to be the send-off, Pat. I meant to ask your dad if there was a motivation on the spec, as far as the combo, but I think you guys told me there was something tied in. Tell me a little bit about that.
Those are high school colors. It was the blue and orange, so the high school colors.
Oh, fantastic. What was the high school again?
Whiteland High School.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so I forgot to ask him that, and I knew there was something there, so there's always a motivation why you pick what you pick. Yeah.
These seats are perfect.
Yeah.
They really are.
You look good in there, sir.
Thank you.
I love doing these at the National Corvette Museum. This is the send-off, Pat, where we make it official, and our customers about to have fun in their brand new Corvette. The most expensive E-Ray we've seen all year for 2025, $160,770. Woof. Yeah, man. Stanchions are in the way, but that's okay. We're going to do the send-off, Pat, for Tony, and he's going to take it back to just outside of Indianapolis area. There in Indiana. Great kids. They are car guys. Wife supports them. That's awesome, too. We've got to send off, Pat, for Tony. Congratulations. And winglets, we rub those all the time right here for you. Let's roll, boys. You guys have to admit this is a great looking spec. Leave a comment down below if you would, please. This is when it becomes really real. When you're pulling it outside, dog and pony show's over, you get a chance to drive your car home. They're actually going to tour the museum, so I'm glad he's going to do that with his kids. And then they'll drive it home. Let's get this sucker outside. It's not raining yet, cloudy, but that's okay. Woo! Look at this spec come alive. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Dude, that looks fantastic. It really looks good, Tone.
I enjoy driving cars that no one else drives.
Right.
That very,
Sure.
hard to get stuff. I haven't ever seen this helicopter.
No, I haven't either. Oh, no, not at all. You did, wonderful job.
But it looks like something that you would have bought as a kid in the Hot Wheels and
Right,
the
right.
Matchbox
Yeah, never thought about that, but you're exactly
and
right.
that's kind of what I was thinking in the back of my head when I was speccing it out.
Yep. Come on, guys. This has got to be one of the most unique, one of the most fun specs of the year. And I'm sure I'm sure, hey, we learned from each other. I'm sure you guys got some ideas. You're like, you know what? That's a good one. So far, it's the only one I've seen like that. We might see a couple more after today's upload. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you again for sharing in a moment with Tony from Indiana and his brand new, most expensive E-Ray of 2025. And I do have to tell you folks, and just thank you again one more time for the event last year. It really was. It was an amazing time. What a thrill and what an honor to meet so many of you from all over the country. This year, it's going to be limited sessions, only 3 sessions, but we are going to have a luncheon, again, thanks to our sponsor, Paragon Performance. And the pricing structure is going to be so affordable, you're going to want to do this. And why I want you to do this as a Corvette owner, it's important to know that you're going to be using their cars here at the NCM Motorsports Park, not your car. So use their Stingrays. I want you to discover another element to your Corvette ownership.